High drama last time out in the British Rally Championship. Matt Edwards taking victory on his home stages. Punctures, though, would be the talk of the rally. Tom Cave dramatically missing out on a finish when he picked up 2 punctures with just 1 spare carried in the car. David Bogie and Marty McCormack clinched the remaining steps on the podium then behind Edwards to get their championship campaigns off to a flying start. Round 2 of the championship heads across the water from Wales to the Clonakilty Park Hotel West Cork Rally. Josh Moffat leads the cruiserway in the Irish lanes, certainly no stranger to these stages. Round 1 winner and reigning champion Matt Edwards follows Moffat into the stage with Desi Henry, David Bogie and Marty McCormack in a brace of Skodas right behind. 15 grueling and very specialist stages lie in wait for the crews in total, and it all starts with the infamous ring stage. On to the morning stages then, and as expected, there would be an Irishman at the top of our leaderboard. Josh Moffat and Keith Moriarty leading the way with a small but welcomed 13.9 second advantage. Keen to put the disappointment of the first round behind them and still as bullish as ever, Tom Cave and James Morgan would be quick out of the blocks, putting in some good times. They do catch Marty McCormack in the opening stage, which held them back a little, but they still recorded a second fastest time.
Drive. 60 up the middle, left on crest okay into late 6 right minus nips.
A clean and tidy approach would see round 1 winners Matt Edwards and Patrick Walsh make a good start to the rally. 3rd place for now, just 3.5 seconds back from Cave. It was a long event this weekend, so a start like this would look like a sensible approach. There were problems though from the start for David Bogie and John Rowan. A soft brake pedal in the opening stage would see them having to brake early to make sure that they were going to stop for the corners, and you certainly need to do that over here. They lose around 30 seconds in the process, settling into 4th place. And things were not exactly going that smoothly for Marty McCormack and Barney Mitchell either. They stopped for another competitor in the opening stage. That was the reason for them being in front of Tom Cave a little earlier. Unfortunately, once going again, they would spin the Skoda, seen here from on board with Cave. 5th place would be theirs at this stage in the rally. A lot to do, but a good place to be fighting from. Like many others on our leaderboard were, Johnny Greer and Kirsty Riddick would be struggling with the conditions. They were taking things cautiously, not wanting to put the car off in the early stages of the rally. Very sensible as well. 6th place on the leaderboard as a result. A solid approach. Whereas round 1 had been full of mechanical gremlins for Alan Carmichael and Claire Williams. Here at the 2nd round of the championship, they would be seated a little way back, but those gremlins didn't seem to be surfacing. Catching some of the non-championship crews in the stage was holding progress back a little, the pair lying in 7th place for now. And it would be a spin in the first stage of the day, holding Brendan Comiskey and Ronan O'Kane back a little on our leaderboard. Thankfully, though, with no damage to the car, just to their times and possibly to the confidence. You never know. They'd need to tidy things up over the afternoon stages, that was for sure. It would be a similar story too for Enda McCormack and Colin Fitzgerald. They just felt that they couldn't get into the swing of things, needed to pick up the pace in the next loop of stages. And rounding out our top 10 now were Welshman Marion Evans and Jonathan Jackson. Problems in the 4th stage of the morning would see them lose a big chunk of time, off the pace of the other competitors for now, but still at least in that hunt. Some notable attrition though would see us lose Desi Henry and Liam Moynihan. They crash out on the 3rd stage of the rally, calling it a day. And we'd also lose Alex Laffey and Stuart Loudon. They get caught out in the most innocent looking of locations. It turned out to be pretty dramatic though, spinning into the bank when they tried to get the power down after this chicane. They do continue in the rally, but would retire soon afterwards to save any further damage to the car. So we are 4 stages down here in West Cork, and it's Moffat in the lead. Cave and Edwards reigniting that battle once again that we've all been looking forward to see. Advantage Cave though at this point in the rally. On we go to the afternoon stages then, and another pair of stages each run twice, this time with a short spectator stage in Clonakilty to finish the day. And as well as a change around in stages, we'd also see some change at the top of our leaderboard. Matt Edwards and Patrick Walsh would have a good afternoon, pushing hard to take the lead of the rally and keep hold of it until the end of the day. A strong position to be fighting from going into day 2 then.
Max in of the crest 100. Keep left Max into slow 5 right. For left times 3 long.
For Tom Cave and James Morgan still on the pace, it would still be second place. The movement around them meant that they kept hold of that position. They do have a bit of a moment in stage 6, trying so hard. Luckily, they get away with just a bit of foliage in the front of the Hyundai, but that would certainly give them something to think about overnight. So what of our early rally leaders then, Josh Muffett and Keith Moriarty? Well, it will be third place for now. They break something on the car in stage 6, resulting in the Fiesta running in 2-wheel drive. Those 3, though, wouldn't be the only changes in our results at this stage. Marty McCormack and Barney Mitchell stepping up to take 4th place now. The stages were giving the pair plenty of scares, but they reached the end of the day without any damage to the car and still in the fight. Tyres still the order of the day, and a wrong choice for Johnny Greer and Kirsty Riddick wouldn't pay off. They go out on wets, hoping for more rain. Sadly, though, the stages were drying. It may not have been the fastest choice, but it was at least safe. The pair reaching the end of day 1 in 5th place. Meanwhile, overshoots were the theme of the afternoon for Alan Carmichael and Claire Williams, perhaps trying a little too hard to make up for that disappointing round 1. It wasn't helping their times, obviously, but thankfully they were getting away without any damage. 8th place to end the day for the Hyundai pair. And Brendan Comiskey and Ronan O'Kane will be another crew making wrong tyre choices through these stages. Out on wets and not expecting the stages to be as dry as they were. The eagle-eyed among you may have noticed a notable crew missing from the top of our leaderboard. That would be this pair, David Bogey and John Rowan. They go off the road in stage 5, getting stuck in a ditch and unable to get out. They would get going again, but after significant time loss, now lying in 8th place.
We try and get down and turn at that corner. We're a big bitch now.
Things were getting a bit better now, though, for Enda McCormack and Colin Fitzgerald. They were happier with the pace, and things were going well to end the day with 9th. After their earlier problems, it would just be a no-pressure drive for this pair, Marion Evans and Jonathan Jackson. They were out of the battle for any positions up ahead now, so they could just have some fun, get some important seat timing, and see how those stage times compared. So with 1 day complete, and we told you it would be grueling, it is all change at the top. Would the results, though, stay that way on the 2nd day of competition? Time to find out. On to the 2nd day of competition then here in West Cork. 3 stages in the loop, each run twice. And we can take a look at how this final day of the event panned out. Believe us, it was dramatic. Unfortunately for Marion Evans and Jonathan Jackson, the weekend just hadn't gone to plan from the start. They were super rallying today, but they were happy with the times that they'd been putting in. A bit of confidence perhaps for next time out. A frustrating spin on the opening stage of the day would lose Enda McCormack and Colin Fitzgerald around a minute. They end the rally with 9th place overall. Brendan Comiskey and Ronan O'Kane get to the end of the rally a little closer to that fight at the top. A good advantage over McCormack at the end of the event as well in 8th. And Alan Carmichael and Claire Williams have a much better 2nd day, avoiding the overshoots of the 1st day of competition and keeping things going the way that they should. Happy with their pace and happy to get to the finish after a trouble-filled round 1.
40, 1 left, 150, 1 left plus again, 150. 30.
And after all of that time lost on day one with the drama, it would all be about getting to the finish and getting some points on the board to match that round one success for David Bogie and John Rowan. And they do just that, taking 6th place at the end of the rally. They do still have a few moments along the way, trying a bit too hard to move up that leaderboard perhaps, but they end the day without any more drama. And today would end up being all about a finish as well for Johnny Greer and Kirsty Riddick. They wouldn't be pushing any more than they had to. They end the rally with a welcomed 5th place on the leaderboard. A hard-charging Marty McCormack and Barney Mitchell, meanwhile, make a good start to the day, looking to chase down those podium positions. Frustratingly, a spin in stage 13 would drop them back from that fight a little. They may not have been able to catch 3rd place, but this certainly wouldn't have helped.
Get it in the stage for me now, don't be a
What a...
Oh, you were going well to that point, but George, flat 2 right now, but listen, don't be letting yourself down, 140. This is slippy down here.
So the fight to be 2019 British Rally Champion continues on to those podium places. It would be the final step for Josh Moffat and Keith Moriarty. After their day one problems, it would be a welcomed finish, even if they'd led the rally so convincingly early on. It could have been a lot worse as well. They take some good points away from this round, even if it wasn't the victory that they came here looking for on the Irish lanes. But how about that battle for victory then? Well, our leaders at the end of the opening day, Matt Edwards and Patrick Walsh, would lose their lead at the start of day 2. The times were still close, just a handful of seconds in it. Matt clearly pushing right through to the final corners here in a bid to take victory. But for this weekend, he would have to settle for 2nd place. So that, of course, means that it's victory for Tom Cave and James Morgan, making up for that disappointing non-finish at the opening round, and of course, putting their first win in the championship in four-wheel drive on the board for Tom. They were pushing hard to keep Edwards at bay, as you might when you have the reigning champ hunting you down, taking victory by the end of the day by just 4.8 seconds after 2 grueling days of rallying.
Well done, boy.
So here it is then, confirmation of the results at the end of a very close fight at the 2nd round of the British Rally Championship. Cave taking victory by less than 5 seconds at the end of the day. But looking at the points after 2 rounds, it's Edwards with a clear advantage at the top.
Tom, your first BRC win on an R5 car. Must be amazing.
Yeah, it was a very nice feeling, to be honest. Yesterday was a difficult day against the elements, and yeah, we pushed on hard today. We got past Matt this morning, and yeah, we've been rewarded with first BRC, so both very happy.
It's been a weekend with everything thrown at you. You've really had to really learn the car and these conditions. Did you think you could get that win coming into this morning?
After the pace yesterday, I felt there was a little bit more to be had today. And we just had a good feeling on the first stage this morning, and we took a fair bit of time out of Matt, so I just thought, come on, let's just keep pushing, and yeah, and we've been rewarded very well. And just thank you to everybody, to Philip Case who ran the car, and all to my sponsors as well. It's been a great weekend for everybody.
Obviously, after this point in the Cambrian, this more than makes up for it. You must be looking forward to getting back into the Pirelli and get that title tilt on the way.
Yeah, definitely. It's headed in the best direction now, and obviously round 1 is way behind me now. We always look forward, and now it's important we finish the Pirelli and keep moving forward then.
What a tough and demanding West Cork rally. It wasn't the win this time, but 2nd place, you've got to be happy with that.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a win to come here, and we've had really strong pace all weekend. We've not made any mistakes, so Tom's had to work really hard for it. So that's it's been a great weekend for both of us really to come here, and we've mixed it with the top boys of Irish rallying, and then they're world class as well. So we've made a good account of ourselves for the BRC.
It must be obviously the Cambrian rally. It was kind of your own story, but to come here and really have to try and fight for that win, it must raise your game as well.
Yeah, I mean, like we said, to have Craig here and obviously Alistair, that drags everybody up. The standard goes up, pretty rapidly when you've got guys of that calibre ahead of you. So you're looking for every 10th, and you just know that you can feel it. When you felt a 10th go, it's like, yeah, I know that's going to cost me. So, and then you feel you've done absolutely everything in the stage, and then somebody's had a couple off you, and it's quite, how the hell's that happened? I don't know. But yeah, we're really happy. We learned a lot about the car. You know, I think in hindsight maybe a little bit too soft a setup for the last 2 of the last 3 stages. But I think that may be where the 4.9 seconds came from on that last but one stage. But overall, we've pushed really hard today, and you know, we've had a couple of moments, but we've not given any time away with mistakes. So that's really encouraging.
Josh, well, here we are at the end of the West Cork rally. It's not perhaps the result you wanted, but a finish and a good haul of points nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely. Look at after our misfortunes yesterday, I suppose we just took it back a level and kept it safe after that. So yeah, look, we had a good enough day today. We enjoyed ourselves. We gained a few places as well. So yeah, I couldn't really complain.
Round 3 of the British Rally Championship heads back over the water to the Pirelli Rally. Fast stages, killer keel the ditches, and a rally that rewards bravery. Can Edwards extend that lead in the championship? And who will be the ones chasing him down for maximum points in Carlisle?